What happens when you get your beekeeping advice from a moron? From somebody that's more or less selling products on YouTube and may have a lot of subscribers and a lot of views, but really doesn't know what he's doing, somebody like Vinyl Farm. You're going to end up not having any colonies or very few colonies left over. I pretty much went my own way many years ago. I don't take advice from any other beekeepers in the United States. You guys really don't know what you're doing. I make my own queens all summer long with new colonies, and the colonies don't get large enough go in my bee room there during the winter. And March has been warm, and first part of April's been warm. And it's supposed to get cold now. We're supposed to have snow again here in a few days. It's going to be really cold. So I'm going through, I'm checking to make sure the colonies actually grew in the hive that I gave them. Some of them haven't, and I'm actually removing some supers, and then I'm adding queen excluders to the colonies that have a queen up in top of the medium there. And I'm making sure that they have the frames in the proper order. Like for instance here, sometimes I make mistakes and I end up putting a honey frame too close to the center of a hive. So like these two right here are on the outside, and these right here would be good brood frames. So I'm going to move them in, and I'm checking. See, that frame there is pollen bound. The queen will never lay on that. So I'm going to move that over. Bees are kind of like Americans. They're lazy. They want to put all their groceries right next to where the queen is, and it's not always a good thing. Believe it or not, you have to help bees sometimes because they don't always do the best. If you help them out, they will actually grow faster. If I put these two frames here with open cells next to the brood, in between the brood and the pollen, I know they won't be pollen bound. Let's see if we can find the queen. I don't think I've found the queen yet in this one. You see how that ring of pollen is all the way around that brood? That queen will not go across that pollen. That's why you got to make sure there are frames next to the brood with open cells. Because a lot of colonies, if that queen doesn't lay as much as they think she should, they don't seem to realize they've restricted her. They will actually supersede that queen. And that'll happen either when they get honey bound or pollen bound. So here's a medium frame that I gave them because they were probably up, and there's the queen. They were probably up in the medium, and I took the medium frame down and stuck it in the deep at one point, and then I gave them a deep of honey. See, this queen here, homebred by me. I don't spend a lot of money on bees. Actually, I spend no money on honeybees. No queens, no packages, no nukes. I breed my own queens. So if you guys want to keep following somebody like Vinyl Farm that's promoting products, go right ahead. I really don't care. I lost one colony during the winter. Here's another frame of pollen, see? So I have two frames here with open cells. I can actually put one frame next to this one and one frame on the other side. And that will help this colony grow a little faster. And I'm also taking out this global pollen patty. This is what pissed me off with Better Bee. I wanted to get this in February because I'd put all my reserve global pollen patty in the hives, and I wanted to get more. And they told me there was transportation issues. Well, I offered to go get it, but they wouldn't tell me where I needed to get it. And they seem to think I could wait till the end of February. So the whole month of February, my bees didn't have global pollen patty. I tried Man Lake's Ultra Bee. The bees didn't like it. They stopped doing brood. And that's really set me back. Better Bee is very inconsiderate. They have honeybees. They ought to know the end of February is too late. By mid-March, my bees get tree pollen. And when they get tree pollen, they don't want this crap that you put in the hive from some, I don't know where this comes from, Canadian product. It's 15% pollen. It's better than the Ultra Bee from Man Lake. But still, they're not using it once they get tree pollen, so I'm removing it. I got one more hive to do. I've done all of the hives with more than one hive body. I haven't checked them in a while. I've got 28 larger colonies at a different location. I don't check them very often, maybe once every 2 weeks, just to see what's going on. It's going to be in the 40s this week with overnight lows in the 20s, and I wanted to make sure that it didn't lose any brood. I found one colony, the queen went up into the medium, laid a bunch of eggs, and I knew the colony wasn't large enough, so I took that frame of eggs, that medium frame, and stuck it down in a deep and removed the medium. And then when it warms up again, I will probably give back this medium of honey that I'm taking away from them now. So it all depends on the weather, the size of the colony, and what you need to do. If you just sit back and let things happen, sometimes things don't happen as well as you think they should, okay? Thank you.